So today we're here in the Mojave Desert, a little bit north of Las Vegas, with Buddy the Pit Bull. And he's an awesome dog. He's got real good temperament. He's good with other dogs. He's good with people. But he lives like in on a basically just like some land, and he has kind of free run of it for the most part. And while he's good in that context for the most part, anytime his owner tries to take him into town, it's like a total uh, crap show, as they would say. It's like this dog is like all over the place at the end of the leash, mouth wide open, tongue hanging out, drool, panting sweat, just like hyper anxious, has absolutely no coping skills regarding like how to function around anything that's not like this isolated home turf piece of property. So, that's going to be a problem for the future of the dog's life, because there's going to be times when he has to go to the vet, or just we need to equip him with the proper skills so that he won't go into like a panic attack if he has to go deal with something that's not out in the middle of nowhere with just the few people that he's familiar with. So you can see what a sweetheart he is. I mean, he'd follow me all day long around this property, and he's cool. At the end of the video, I'll put a link. You might have seen it already, but I have another video working with him with some wild donkeys, and that's a pretty cool video too, so check that one out. So what I'm doing here is the same thing I do with every dog. It's just kind of like vibing with them, giving them a chance to feel my energy while I show them respect and patience and courtesy and true respect. Like, I'm asking him to follow me around, but I'm being like super cooperative about it. And you can see what he's doing here, because he's bored, is he's wanting to put the leash in his mouth like a toy. And you can see, I'll let him do that. Right now he's looking, there must be some people walking by or something. It's kind of out this one road, and gets some traffic, but not a whole lot of foot traffic. So anytime someone walks by, the dogs are totally cued in on it. So anyway, I'll link that other video at the end when we had him in public. Some photos of him at the end from his training session when we were in public. But he was all over the place, and I had like no desire to like impede his process by filming it. Like, there was just way too much going on. I needed his owner's like undivided attention, and to have like a video camera present was just a total distraction. So I try and get as much of my training on film as I can, so that I can do stuff like this to provide help, hands-on, visible. You can actually see the dog, but some of the times it's just totally not practical. So anyway, if you're familiar with my other videos, you already know what I'm doing here. I'm just like getting him to associate a calm state of mind with following me around in a trajectory that he wouldn't have otherwise taken on his own. So I mean, that's as simple as it is. And I'm stopping to just give him some gentle rewards, because he's such a sweetheart. And I always try and make the training sessions as happy and just totally awesome for the dog as possible. So in a situation like this, he doesn't really even know what's going on. You can see he puts the leash in his mouth again, but I'm not really dealing with it in a super big deal way. I'll take it out of his mouth and reorient it. And if you could see here, I think it turned into a little bit, he was just wanting to play is all. He's not trying to be bad. And so he does it again. So the way I compensate for that is, you can see, I just run him around in a circle. It's like, okay, if he's focused so much on wanting to chew on the leash, well, let me just give him something else to focus on, which is just following me around real quick. And this is what I mean by making it a relationship. Sure, you're trying to train the dog, but make it fun for them and meet them where they're at. So, um, this is kind of standard procedure for all dogs. So you can see how I have my hand hanging out there to the side. What I did was I just put the leash a little bit out of his reach to kind of help him out. Because we're literally just like walking around in a circle right here. So he's pretty bored. He's just like, I'll play with the leash. You want to play? And I'm like, don't play with the leash. And when I say correct a dog, sometimes it's just pointing your finger and saying, don't, no, something simple. It's not like people think correction means like picking the dog up and body slamming it and then like laying down on its chest, getting right up in its face and growling at it while you like, choke it, shake its I mean, it's just crazy what some people's minds think of when they think of correcting a dog. A lot of times all it is something like, hey, and you're correcting them from doing what they would otherwise do. But that's why I'm all about relationship with the dog, because the more that you actually have that dog's trust and you really respect the dog and the dog respects you, you can correct a dog in like a super chill, super kind way. So it's only people that have to resort to extreme measures to correct dogs. It's just a matter of being in a situation where the dog has already escalated to such a state of mind where it's so extreme that there's just no open communication at the lower levels of brainwaves, and the dog is just super amped up. And sometimes you need to put a dog on its side, but you don't do it in like a crazy aggro way. You do it in a cooperative way. And if you don't have that energy when you try and put a dog on its side, dude, you're gonna get bit, or you're gonna traumatize the dog, or a whole bunch of other stupid stuff. The only reason I would ever put a dog on its side is for its own communication in relation to me in that moment. And I would already have established all kinds of other communication where the dog would perceive being put on its side in a way that was not threatening. That's a whole nother subject. I obviously didn't have to put Buddy on his side. We're just kind of walking around in a circle, and I'm just trying to share some info when you're dealing with dogs that are, if you put them in a certain situation, you would get, really escalated behavior. Well, the way to prevent that is not to put them in that situation and then fight them. The way is to like slowly lead them into that situation where they will be able to have a much higher chance of succeeding because you've done all this groundwork connecting with them. See, what I'm doing here is I've got a little toy in that, because he wanted to play with the leash, so I picked up some little stick thing off the ground. It's like a toy that's old and beat up, and we're just playing with it. But by playing with it, I mean, I'm putting his attention on it in a way that's like enjoyable for him, giving him this anticipation of like, oh, cool, we're doing something fun. But I'm not letting him get all excited about it, because I know if I do that at this point, I'm going to lose some communication with him. And communication is what I'm trying to establish with him, so that when we do get into more challenging situations where there's distractions and stuff going on that he's going to want to pursue, well, we already have this foundational layer of communication, and that's going to make it so much easier for the dog to get on board with you and actually hear what you're saying. If you don't have any of this kind of stuff going on, where you just spend time every day just vibing with your dog, and you can see I'm using the toy and the leash to create boundaries for him, but I'm engaging with his brain the whole time. Like, it's not like I'm just forcing him to do what I say. I'm like doing a two-person dance with him. Like, I'm respecting everything about his creative uh, life force, you know? Like, and that's why he's being super mellow. And you can see here he's tugging. But I'm teaching him, like, look, I want you to be attentive to the human, and I want you to be open to communication no matter what's going on. And when you're working with a dog like this, the trick is to just keep that vibe and then just slowly increase the level of distractions and stuff that's going on. It's pretty simple. It takes some time and patience, but hey, why'd you get the dog? You got the dog so you could spend time with it, and hopefully you're trying to always become a more patient person, because that'll help us in every area of our life. So here's some pictures of Buddy at the park where we went to for his training session. I was doing some stuff and I had him placed up on this table just for some general boundary stuff. Hope that video was helpful. Thanks for watching.